The arrival of the impossible. The Orion constellation. Council had ruled the galaxy unchallenged for almost 9,000 years. Their fleets, vast metallic suns of war, crushed rebellions, extinguished civilizations, and bent entire star systems to their authority. To the Council, power was a certainty, an unbreakable law of the cosmos, until the anomaly appeared. Commander Lysar of the Terran Dominion stood on the bridge of the Triumph Star Citadel, staring at the sensor display in disbelief. "Repeat the scan," he ordered. His voice, usually sharp as a blade, trembled. "We've run it 12 times," replied his science officer, her 4 crystalline eyes narrowing. "The readings are consistent. Something is entering real space. Something enormous." Before Lysar could respond, space tore open like a wound. A blinding ripple of white-blue energy stretched across the void, and from it emerged a warship unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. It dwarfed dreadnoughts. It eclipsed moons. Its hull shimmered with a strange black metal, alloy that bent starlight and distorted gravity. A glowing symbol burned across its spine, an ancient Earth emblem no alien species had ever seen. UHS Titanus 1. United Human Systems. Commander Lysar's blood went cold. "Humans?" he whispered. "Impossible. Humans were rumored to be primitive, a young species barely crawling into their own solar system. And yet the ship before him radiated technology so advanced it felt like staring into the future. A communications channel opened uninvited. A single human voice filled every vessel across the Council's fleet. "This is Captain Aiden Cross of the Titanus 1. You've violated the borders of the United Human Systems. Withdraw immediately." Lysar's jaw clenched. "You threaten us?" "The Council rules half the galaxy." "Not anymore," Cross replied calmly. Before the aliens could react, the Titanus moved. It didn't accelerate. It shifted, folding space around its frame. One moment it was miles away. The next, it hovered directly above the Council's flagship, its presence swallowing the stars. Energy surged across its hull. Weapons of unknown design ignited, silent, brilliant, terrifying. Lysar felt something he hadn't felt in centuries. "Fear. Open fire!" he screamed. 1,000 alien cannons unleashed their fury and vanished before they reached the Titanus, dissolved into glittering dust by an unseen defensive field. The galaxy's greatest armada was powerless. The bridge fell silent. And as the Titanus charged its main cannon, Commander Lysar understood a truth the galaxy had forgotten. Power was not a birthright. It was something that could be taken, and Earth had come to claim it. The Titanus breaks the throne. For 9 millennia, the Orion Council had never encountered a weapon they could not classify, but the Titanus One's power signatures defied every metric. Every scale, every rule of physics they understood. On the Triumph Star Citadel, Commander Lysar watched in frozen disbelief as the Titanus's main cannon began to unfold, its enormous plates shifting like an awakening colossus. A storm of white-blue energy spiraled into a single point at its core. "Impossible," Lysar whispered. "A Star Lance cannon that small? That dense?" His science officer's voice cracked. "That's not a Star Lance. It's a singularity engine. They're creating controlled gravity wells inside the weapon." Lysar's scales prickled. A weapon that manipulated gravity itself. One blast could rupture a planet. The Council's supremacy felt like an illusion crumbling in his hands. Across from him, Captain Aiden Cross stood calmly on the Titanus bridge. "Scanning the enemy formation. Targeting protocol Council flagship Triumph," he said. His AI responded instantly. "Lock confirmed. Probability of counterattack, 0. Fire!" The Titanus's cannon released a beam of compressed blue-white gravitational energy. It didn't roar. It simply appeared, a flawless spear of annihilation. The tram didn't explode. It folded. Space rippled, the massive flagship collapsing inward, like crumpled paper before blinking out of existence. Entirely, no debris, no radiation, no trace. Silence spread across the alien armada like a plague. The galaxy's strongest war machine erased in a second. Panic erupted across the bridge of every council ship. They erased the Triumph! Retreat, retreat! What kind of species builds something like that? But the Titaness had no intention of letting them run. The warship unfolded new weapon arrays, sleek, rotating structures humming with quantum light. Beams of precision energy lanced through the void, disabling engines, stripping shields, and slicing alien cruisers apart with surgical perfection. Humanity wasn't just fighting. They were demonstrating. Lisar trembled, unable to believe what he was witnessing. How did humans, primitive humans, reach this level of power? A voice crackled over every alien channel, calm but commanding. You attacked our borders. You threatened our people. You believed the galaxy belonged to you. Captain Cross paused, letting the silence cut deeper than any weapon. You were wrong. The Titaness fired again, and the Council's rule began to burn. When Earth spoke, the galaxy listened. The shattered remains of the Orion Council Armada drifted like metallic ghosts across the battlefield, where once thousands of warships had stood in formation. Only burning wreckage and broken pride remained. But the Titaness 1 was not finished. Inside its command bridge, Captain Aiden Cross studied the enemy's final defensive line. Its fortress station the size of a small continent, wrapped in golden shields and ancient technology older than most species. The throne of Eternum, the center of galactic rule. Final target locked, the AI announced. Council reinforcements arriving in 8 minutes. Cross exhaled slowly. We'll end this before they arrive. Meanwhile, on the throne of Eternum, Supreme Chancellor Vailra stood at the observation platform, gripping the railing with trembling claws. Her people had ruled for ages. Their armies had never known defeat. Yet now a single human warship hovered outside their citadel like a judge delivering a sentence. Open channel, she commanded. Aiden Cross appeared on the holo display, expression unreadable. Human, Vailra spat. You defy the oldest empire in the galaxy. You will trigger a war that spans centuries. No, Cross replied. I'm ending one. His voice carried the weight of a world's rage and a warning the galaxy could no longer ignore. You attacked Earth's colonies. You enslaved frontier worlds. You believed you were untouchable. Today, humanity stands for every species you silenced. Vailra hissed. You are a young race, reckless, emotional, insignificant. Cross leaned forward. Then fear what an insignificant species can do. He ended the transmission. The Titaness's hull began to glow with blinding white light as the Singularity engine prepared its largest discharge yet. Defensive cannons from the throne opened fire, unleashing storms of plasma, antimatter torpedoes, and dark energy beams. None reached the Titaness. Shimmering a roar of gravity bent the attacks away like raindrops sliding off steel. For the first time in her life, Vailra understood defeat. Activate full evacuation now, she screamed. But it was too late. The Titaness fired. A brilliant sphere of compressed gravity tore through the thrones, shields like fragile glass. The entire fortress shuddered, warped, and collapsed inward, imploding into a silent, swirling point of light before vanishing completely. Across the galaxy, every species received the same transmission. This is Earth. We do not conquer. We do not submit. But we will defend ourselves. And from that day forward, the galaxy no longer laughed at humanity. It listened.